a witch on my spiritual path for as long as I can remember, which has transpired into the inclusion of my witchy ways in nearly everything I do. I've been struggling, though, mentally, I will admit. This cognitive dissonance that has occurred a la coronavirus 2020 has left many of us in a tailspin. On top of that, we are going through a massive vibrational energy shift a la ascension. We have a veritable global soupy mixture of depression, anxiety, PTSD triggers, lost hopes, profound grief, job loss, economic collapse, political mistrust, and at the very least, seasonal affective disorder for those living in northern climes. It's enough to make your head spin and vomit split pea soup. Call the exorcist? No need. If you follow the basic hermetic principles, and if you need to Google that, go ahead, no judgment here, you'll know that basically you get back from the universe what you put into it. What does this mean to me as a witch? What happens when I wake up in an already dismal state of mind? It isn't as if I choose to wake up in a poor mood or sullen, right? So I put on my witchy thinking cap and ask Spirit for some divine intervention. Since I've been battling depression for the majority of my adult life, I can safely assume that, biologically speaking, my body does not seem to produce the right amount of chemicals for me to be in a happy state of mind. I know the reasons. I have similar sad stories as you that shaped who I am today. Those sad biochemicals and those sad stories fused to become part of my soul's signature, my story. But what if I don't want those stories to be the prominent ones anymore? What if I want people to recognize the lighter parts of me, the happier and oftentimes healthier parts? I notice when I am full of a decent amount of joy, others around me are frequently happier, a trait that's common to many of us. It's contagious, no joke. I have wallowed in my own sad mud for so long, my own body does not know how to climb out of depression. So my doctor, always with my best interest at heart, prescribes medication to lift my spirits. But it isn't my spirits that need lifting, my biochemicals do. I have 54 years worth of medical record data to prove it. I have been down this path before. Identifying depression and self-imposed repression has been a vital part of this particular human incarnation of mine. Therapy, Prozac. Counseling, Wellbutrin. A combination of both, but all with the same results. I feel happier, but also numb. I am happier because I simply do not care quite as much when taking prescriptions for my mental health. I cannot say my feelings and emotions switch to the off position, but I would say the volume on specific emotional channels decreases to a manageable level. Now, I'm not a proponent for discontinuing any prescribed medication. By all means, do not take this as medical advice, but spiritual. What exactly should I do if I don't like how I perceive the world on medication? But I also do not like being sullen, down, and unmotivated daily. What can I do to turn this bio-emotional train wreck around? I know it is a very real and debilitating illness. Can I do anything about it but watch myself go over the edge? I decide that trying to alter my own brain chemistry might be the best option. But how? Medications do not work sufficiently no matter how many different combinations my doctor tries, and I can only ingest so many capsules of 5-HTP, drink only so much chamomile or mint tea before I can see the effects are minimal. I tried weed too, and though I am a proponent for responsible and spiritual cannabis use, it is not the ultimate answer to finding yourself in your happy place. Indeed, I realized the one thing I could try to affect for longer lasting happiness is my attitude. Since my bio body wasn't choosing happy for me, I decided to choose to be happy for myself. It was a slow process at first. I would wake up groggily, swing my legs over the bed, and begin allowing the stresses and realities of the day to shake me to fully awake status. Then, of course, the old familiar feelings of not being good enough, self-doubt, sabotage, unreliability guilt, and sadness start to creep in. For a long time, this course of feelings would lead me through my day. Like a saggy mule with a tattered lead rope, my emotions would slowly drag me along the sharp bluffs and edges of my daily rounds. I would go to bed each night feeling dull and lifeless until it occurred to me, if positive thoughts can heal some disease, or at least contribute to the healing, if adding positivity to my daily self-chattering would increase my chances for a happier existence, I was going for it. I realized if scientific studies show that a bean plant, nurtured lovingly and spoken to, will double its blooming time and output, so too could me and my conscious mind perhaps begin retraining my brain of sorts. If I couldn't think happy thoughts via my own body's physical ability at this time, maybe I could start choosing happy thoughts for it. For us, me, and my mind, body, and soul. I don't claim to have started the concept of choose happy, but I indeed embrace it. My attempts to change my own mind began with a degree of difficulty. I tried simply thinking I choose happy as a mantra, but that did not do the trick. I still often found my brain trailing off on a lead somewhere full of fallow thoughts and sad outcomes. So I began saying, I choose happy, aloud to myself, every time I consciously noticed I was feeling down. Soon I noticed that I was feeling happier more times than not, and after a few months of choosing this new frame of mind, I was hearing myself need to say, I choose happy aloud to myself, less and less each day. And I was feeling happier, ebullient even. I'm not here to tell you to stop taking medications. That is your own choice to make, and I'm not here to say start praying and ask for a miracle. But I am here to remind you that you do indeed have the ability to heal your body with proper nutrition. What? How did I suddenly turn this conversation toward food? Nutrition is not always the intake of food, mind you. This includes nutrition for your emotional and spiritual self. Taking care to choose happy over sad will undoubtedly bring you to a new understanding of you. And perhaps, if you are lucky like me, it will help you to uncover some of those shadow boxes you've left on the shelf. Time to lighten the load of the things you can control. You might find others will respond strangely to this new you. After all, they have grown accustomed to the lackluster canopy over your head. That's okay. Choose happy and let them get used to it. What have you got to lose except sad, hopeless feelings? And if it works for you, you have everything to gain. And bear in mind, some days will be more challenging to choose happy than others. Permit yourself to have almost happy or not quite happy days. Your persistence will pay off. Put yourself in control of the lead rope instead of giving control of it over to the mule. No offense meant here to any mules. Choosing happy is not a process to begin, attain a certain level, and then press end to restart. Choosing happy is a daily presence of mind that allows you to control your own next best step to some degree by being mindful of your present state of mind. This understanding leads toward higher consciousness and a sense of self. Choose happy and see where it takes you. Somehow, miraculously, our higher selves do not let us down. Choose happy and make their job easier. At the very least, remember the adage from the Hermetic Principles. If we do, and we do, get out what we put in, what is it that you are putting in? Ask yourself. Happiness, peace of mind and stability, or sadness, confusion, and melancholy? After all, the choice is yours to make. Choose happy, pick up that lead rope and step boldly forward. Let your feet hit the floor each morning, grab a cup of coffee and smile to yourself, knowing you are your own best secret weapon of choice. Choose happy. Stay magical. You might find others will respond strangely to this new you. After all, they've grown accustomed to this lackluster canopy that seems to wait a minute. If I couldn't think happy thoughts and if you need to Google, well, I feel happier because I can't get that one out.
Deep breath.
So I decide that trying to it's a pain in the ass to have to scroll this. Okay. Your persistence will pay off. Put yourself in control of the lead rope instead of giving control of it over to the mule.